How's it, guys, and welcome back to another Greg Dennis review. Today I started on the outside of the car. This is the Mercedes-Benz E220d. Let's go take a look. And I have to be honest, this must be one of the better looking E-classes that we've seen in a long time. And I think the thing I like about it most is that it definitely sets itself apart from the C-Class. The previous generation were very similar in looking from an E-Class to a C-Class, and you couldn't really tell the difference without really knowing your cars. But some of the big differences that you now see with the new E-Class is obviously these new headlights with the daytime running lights, how they integrate into this new massive grille that even lights up at night, all of the stars in between. It's a very good looking front end. This is the AMG line, so it does look a little bit more sportier, but I think they've absolutely nailed the design of the new E-Class. And geez, this bluey green color is absolutely stunning, and it definitely draws attention because people have always just thumbs up me while I'm driving and ask me, what car is this? It definitely stands out, just like these do. So these are massive 21-inch wheels that they've put on this E-Class. It's been spec'd with it, and anything that stands out from a difference or an added extra, I'll definitely point on screen and tell you exactly how much it's going to cost, because this E-Class has been packed to the brim with optional extras. I mean, look on screen. This is the total amount that has been put onto the top of the price of this car. That's quite insane. Now, from a side profile, you can see this is still a C-Class. It's very similar to an S-Class in my opinion too, and I think this is where people might start to get confused between the E and the S if you don't know your cars well. Now we might be doing what happened with C and E earlier. Now the new generation, you might start causing that same effect going forward, but I still think it looks bloody good. There's just something beautiful about an executive sedan that we don't really see that much anymore, because people are moving towards SUVs, and the Chinese cars, they don't really offer a sedan either. Like, I could add it as a competitor here, but you definitely can't. Now moving on to the side, this is also very new, and what I like about this most are these tail lights, because this gives you that Mercedes-Benz star like you see over there. You've got it now in here, and check how these shine, and they blow up at night. You must see how this thing shines from the rear with the red. It looks absolutely stunning. What I think they missed here was actually joining this together somehow. And I know that they've tried to match the red plastic from one side to the other, but it doesn't light up. It's not a light bar. That's just one of the things that I wish they changed. The other thing are the fake exhausts, which are deliberate. I mean, they aren't even trying to shy away from it or hide it. There's literally nothing there. You can hear my hand hit the back. Yeah, nothing. But otherwise, this is cool. Again, this is AMG line, so you're getting the sportier diffuser and the little grills on the side here. But this is a stunning looking car. And now, let's talk about this beautiful interior. Now, this is where the E-Class really shines, because you can now see how this is a step above the C-Class when looking at the Mercedes-Benz models. It's just more premium. There's more luxury touches to it, and you can see that there's a big difference from leather wrap dashes, contrast stitching, beautiful black wood grains, not to mention the 3 screens here. So this again is also an optional extra. This is called the super screen. It's almost like you would have seen in the EQS and the big electric cars that had a hyper screen. This is more of a smaller version for cars like this, and this goes for 64,000 Rand if you want it. But other than that, this is still the same as you've seen in my other Mercedes-Benz reviews, where you can also go and change the theme, how you want it to look, and all of that. As well as, if you swipe up, you can go and change how you want the heads-up display to change, and you can see it up there changing as I move it along. So still the same, still very much Mercedes-Benz. So if you know a Benz, you'll know how to get into this and operate everything. Now this is cool. You've got everything from your 360 camera system. If you go and select that on, you'll be able to see everywhere around the car. If it turns on, maybe I have to put the car on properly. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, car is on. There we go. Now it works. This door is open. So if I close it, here's your full 360 camera. Now I'm in a cul-de-sac, so this is quite cool, as you can see everywhere around the car. That's very cool and very easy to use as well. And the fact that it's a nice, crisp, good quality, it just makes the overall user experience in here, great. Now your passenger has also got a screen. Now for me, I feel like this isn't very necessary. Now I know that this comes all together as your super screen, but being a passenger, you can't play games and that sort of thing while the driver is actually driving. You can only do things in while it's in park, but you can load media and you can watch things through HDMI. That's not a problem at all. But other than that, this is it. I think it looks absolutely brilliant. It looks modern, and this is what a new car should look like and come out with in 2024. And yes, sticking up above there is a camera, so you can do some business meetings and business calls, take pictures, whatever you want. So you just have to insert a memory card into the system, and you can do everything you want there. And then going on to the interior quality, as I mentioned, this has been spec'd with this black trim. You've got your cup holders, you've got wireless phone charger, USB Type-Cs, as well as a glove box and very big bins. I went on a road trip recently and you can fit a massive water bottle in here, up to at least 1 liter, which was very, very handy. And then looking at the doors here, you can see you've got cooled seats, you've got heated seats, electronically adjustable with memory function. And yes, that is the premium Burmester audio sound system. Definitely a box to tick if you're going to be ordering yourself a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. And then I can't forget about these seats. These are comfortable, they're soft, they're beautiful and premium. Again, everything you expect from a sedan in this category. I mean, it's a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. I don't think you'd expect anything less than the quality that you're getting inside here. And that carries through into the rear as well. Your passengers get the same amount of luxury and the same amount of comfort, which is very good because they're just as important as the drivers back here. So, very happy with the interior of this Merc. The build quality is great. It's vastly improved over some of the Mercs from about 3 years ago. It's built nicely. You've got good materials, and it's now probably worth the money than what they're asking, which I'll talk about just now. And then taking a look at the rear, because also this is an E-Class, so you should have a lot more legroom in here than a standard C-Class, which you do, because as you can see, that's in my driving position. I am 1.87 meters tall, so I'm quite a tall guy. I'm sitting very comfortably over here, and me being that tall now sitting behind myself, this is all the legroom I have, more than a fist. And it kind of dips in here too, so you can definitely get comfortable, although it's very squashed underneath here. I can barely move my feet underneath, but it's fine. You can still sit very comfortably here on a road trip or anything like that. You've got a massive panoramic sunroof that even your passengers in the rear have their own section, and you've got your own dual zone climate control, so you can adjust everything how you want to as each passenger and individually. So literally 4 different climate zones within this car. And no, they haven't forgotten about the cup holder. There you go, as well as a place for your phone or iPad. And now the question, what is the boot space like? Now again, this is an executive saloon sedan, so it should have quite a bit of space in the rear here. So this is what it looks like. Plenty room, and I'd be very happy if I got this amount of space in here. Probably 3 golf bags if you wanted to, because if you're getting a car like this, you're more than likely going to be golfing with your friends, with your workmates or anything like that. And to close it, you also then just simply do that, and you get to view your beautiful Mercedes-Benz stars and your E220d badging. Okay, and now taking the E220d for a drive. Now, as I'm sure you saw, the car was quite dirty. Now, there's a reason for that, because I just got back from about a 700-kilometer round trip, road trip. We drove from Joburg to Clarence and back again. So I was really able to stretch the legs of this E-Class and really get to see how this diesel engine was going to perform. And let me tell you, I was completely blown away with how this performed. I mean, Mercedes-Benz claims 5 liters per 100 kilometers, and I was able to achieve at one point 4.7 Ks, but quite consistently a 4.9, and then driving back home, and I'm driving for a couple days, I'm now sitting at 5.5. This is a massive executive sedan that is heavy, but you've still got all the performance that you need, which I feel is adequate for a car like this. It's only a 2-liter diesel, and you're getting 145 kilowatts and 440 newton meters of torque, which is very, very good. Now, this car also does have a 48-volt mild hybrid technology system, which is between the engine and the gearbox, and that's going to give you a little bit of electric boost whenever you need it. So it's going to fill the gap so that you're not going to feel any turbo lag at all. It's also going to help make the car run more efficiently, and it works. Trust me. After seeing 4.9, my mind was blown, and I get what people say about these Merc engines, because they are absolutely incredible. They drive smoothly. This 9-speed automatic transmission is, down here, it's actually over here as the shift. I don't know why I did that. But this 9-speed automatic transmission is buttery smooth. You don't feel any of the gear changes. It literally feels like a luxury sedan should, because this is an E-Class at the end of the day. It's comfortable. You ride on the Airmatic air suspension, so it's very smooth. It absorbs a lot of the imperfections on the road. It gives you a little bit of a wafty feeling, which is always good. It makes you feel like you're driving a premium car. And with it being a long executive sedan, maneuvering it can sometimes be quite difficult. But again, this has been optioned with the rear wheel steering, so that makes the turning circle of this car very small, and does make it a lot more agile and feel a little bit more like a performance car when driving, because you've got all the grip and it just turns and does exactly what you want it to. And just from a driver's point of view, it's a lovely place to be in. I've spoke about the interior and the luxuries, but you sit comfortably. Everything is in the perfect reach here. The screen's not that complicated to use, although the climate control is buried in the screen here, unfortunately, but it is kind of okay, and now we've gotten used to this, but I'm still not a massive fan of that. Another great thing about Mercedes-Benz is that your gear selector is a stalk, so it does make driving and changing gears very simple and very easy too. But the highlight of this interior, as usual, probably has to be the luxury, the comfort, but as well as this ambient lighting. Now the ambient lighting here is on another level, because it wraps the entire length of the dashboard. It goes across the front of the car, it's underneath the screen here, it's down the center console, it's everywhere. And it lights this car up like a disco. And yes, you can actually make it move towards the music as well, if you wanted that. So yeah, it's packed with tech, it's comfortable, it looks good, it performs well. It is a perfect all-rounder. And then talking about the pricing. So if you're wanting to get into a new Mercedes-Benz E-Class, that would be the petrol version. And that's going to set you back just over 1.25 million rand. But if you are wanting to get into this diesel version, that's going to set you back just over 1.3 million rand. Not to mention every single optional extra that's been thrown onto this car. And now onto the verdict in the form of the GDR test. Should you get it, drive it, or remove it from the list of cars that you're looking at? Now I can confidently say, go and get this. It is a great looking Mercedes-Benz. It's revived our hope in how Mercedes-Benz can design cars. It looks good, it drives well, everything I've mentioned. And from a price of 1.3 million rand, with the price of how cars are going these days, I think that that's respectable, right? You don't have all of the optional extras, so maybe it might come across as a little bit higher than what we would like it to be. But at the end of the day, it's still a Mercedes-Benz. The build quality is superb. The quality of materials used in here is superb. The technology works very well. It works all the time, every time, and I've never come across any issues with regards to these Mercedes-Benz models nowadays. So I would say go and get this. And if you're in the market for a Mercedes-Benz E-Class or any other Mercedes-Benz, then go check one out on changecars.co.za. They're a website that sells new and used cars, but the best thing about them is that they vet and check every single dealership that sells cars on their website, making sure that they're always in control of the quality of cars that they're selling. A great thing about their website too is that it's like a hub for everything automotive. You can go watch car reviews, you can read articles, you can get financial advice, you can also get car buying advice, and you can even bring quotes from dealerships that aren't on Change Cars, and not only will they match the quote, but they'll beat it too. So a lot of great things happening at changecars.co.za. Go check them out, and they're also a proud partner of Greg Dennis Reviews. So thank you so much for watching this review on the Mercedes-Benz E220d. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to show you enough about this car to help you know a bit more and to even help in any purchasing decisions you might be wanting to make. Now, if you did enjoy this, please will drop a like below. And if you want to see more reviews like this, other car-related content, car launches, and even videos on my own E36 build, then please subscribe. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.